Alright everyone, welcome to essentially another prediction. I'm hoping I got everything situated. I don't know if I did. I may have to actually switch. I'm gonna see if I can switch. I'm gonna switch this to the webcam as the microphone. That way it actually yeah, this is much better. So, anyways, yeah, so the audio will be coming from my headset, but the mouth movements will be synced to my camera. So, anyways, let's do this thing. So, let's get Bakugan in here. Right. Let's begin this thing. So, I'm gonna say this right now. I have never seen or read Magical Index or its spin-off, A Scientific Railgun. So, I know jack squat when it comes to that.
I barely know Mr. Magical Index.
I know what Hunter x Hunter is. I just haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah, I may have watched some of the episodes, but it's been a while since I last watched the show.
That and the other reason why I know what Hunter x Hunter is was mainly through, well, 1 Minute Melee, DBX,
Yeah.
and various other things, including Jump Force and various Shonen Jump crossovers. So
the only thing they did teach me is not being a pedophile.
But yeah, so to save myself time and torment, I'm going to go basically with the summary that's on the Versus Wiki for the Railgun shit, because, let's face it, I'm not really in the mood to fucking hunt down the entirety of what the plots of the Railgun / Magical Index series is. So, that saves me time, unlike how I did it with the Dragonborn and Chosen Undead, because I went through the entire lore of Chosen Undead.
Thank God we don't have to do it for these two, am I right?
Makes it easier for me because, well, let's face it, I've never watched the Magical Index, let alone watching Hunter x Hunter. Right, so, who should we start with first?
Killua. After all, I'm doing him.
Might as well get him out of the way, because then I'm going to get into what apparently a lot of people are telling me that is very OP, which I'm not sure what the stats are, but we'll find out. So, anyways, begin.
Let's see here. Killua was born as the middle child of a family known as of the known assassins, the Zoldykes. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Showing great promise from birth, Killua followed the traditional Zoldyck training, which was imparted to him by Silva and Illumi. He had already mastered many killing techniques at a tender age, and was said to be one of the best assassins the family had ever produced. At the age of 3, he started training in tailing that routinely puts his life at risk. At a young age, he fulfilled 3 of Aluka's quests, causing Nanika to take over. He asked her how to revert the change and explained its powers to him. He decided to keep it a secret from their parents, who were, however, informed by Mitsuba after she witnessed one episode. Silva and Kikyo questioned him about it, and he relayed what Nanika told him, adding that refusing for demands resulted in death only after Mitsuba is killed. At the age of 6, he was forced by Silva to battle in the martial arts tournament at the Heavens Arena until he reached the 200th floor, after which he was allowed to return home. It took him 2 months to reach the 150th floor, and a total of 2 years to get to the 200th. When he was 6 or 7, he mastered the game of darts as part of basic training. Around the age of 9, he met Anima and attempted to befriend a newly hired canary. She thanked him for the thought, but due to their different status, she declined his offer to be friends. At an unknown point in his life, his family determined he lacked the mindset of a real assassin, and had Illumi implant a special needle in his head to subliminally remodel his character through fear, as well as to prevent him from freeing Aluka from her playroom. Sick of killing, at the age of 11, he rebelled against his family, injuring his mother and older brother, and then ran away from home to take the hunter exam for fun. By that time, he had already assassinated more people than the Bombert combined. He's 12 years old, born July 7th, male of course, and weighs 107 pounds. He has superhuman physicality. Due to his extensive training from birth to become an assassin, Killua has trained his physical abilities to superhuman levels. He's also resistant to both electricity and poison, which through his training, he became very resistant to electricity and toxins. Sorry.
You're alright.
He can withstand high levels of voltage with ease and can drink 5 cans of laxatives without any side effects. That's impressive. He also has muscle control. He can also control his muscles, which during his assassin training, Killua was taught how to manipulate his muscles and joints. He can effortlessly dislodge his joints to escape being bound before fixing them just as easily. He can also adjust the anatomy of his hand to transform his fingernails into razor-sharp claws, capable of slicing through human limbs with ease. He also knows some assassin techniques like the Snake Awakens, Shadow Step, and Rhythm Echo. The Snake Awakens allows Killua to whip his arms around with incredible speed to slice through anything that touches them. Shadow Step allows Killua to walk and run around without making a noise. Rhythm Echo can carry a varying cadence of steps. Killua can create after images of himself to confuse his enemy. Oh yeah. In World of Hunter, there's also this one ability called Nen. What is Nen? Nen is the ability to use the life energy or aura of the user and manipulate it. Killua's Nen type is Transmuter, meaning he specializes in making his aura mimic the property. While he can't produce as much aura as Gon, Killua has much greater control over his, such as his ability 10. By forming a shroud of aura around the user's body, they can use it as a basic defense against Nen attacks. Though it doesn't protect against physical attacks, And 10 also slows down the user's aging process and keeps their body from breaking down over time. Zetsu allows the user's aura from leaking out of their body, making them harder to sense and relieving fatigue, at the cost of leaving them defenseless against net attacks. Ren expands the size and intensity of the user's aura to boost their strength and durability. There's also Gyo, I don't know if I pronounced it right, which allows the user to focus their aura into a single part of the body to increase its strength, at the cost of leaving the rest of the body more vulnerable. Using Gyo in the eyes allows the user to see someone else's aura, or other hidden objects. That's a stupid name, and is an advanced form of Zetsu that hides the user's aura without forcing them to shut it off, making it perfect for sneaking attacks. There's also N, again, stupid name, which expands the user's aura in a physical radius around them, letting them sense the shape and movement of anything that enters it. Shu, yes, that's his name, but with the letter U at the end, extends the user's aura onto an object that they're holding, enhancing its strength. O can let the user to concentrate all of their aura into one part of their body, making it incredibly powerful at the cost of the rest of the body being completely defenseless. There's also Ken, which is a combination of Ten and Ren, using Ren to enhance the user's aura before enveloping themselves with it, providing greater defense than Ten. And there's Ryu, the real-time use of Gyo, shifting the concentration of aura between the two body parts in quick succession. He can also manipulate electricity. Killua's Hatsu, the special way he uses Nen, is the power to transform his aura into electrical currents and manipulate it. He does this by absorbing electricity from an outside source. There's Thunder Palm, which after channeling electricity into his hands, Killua touches the target and gives them a powerful shock. And then there's Thunderbolt, which is basically self-explanatory. He just shoots a fire full of lightning from his hand, usually from the air. While it doesn't inflict much physical damage, it is very painful. It can stun the enemy. For his equipment, he has a skateboard. Yeah, it's just a normal skateboard. There's nothing special about it. He also has a yo-yo, which is made of an unknown metal alloy. Each one weighs 50 kilograms, but Killua wields them with ease. He can use them as long-range clubbing weapons or for conducting his electricity. And then there's he also has a taser. He doesn't carry it often. Killua sometimes carries a taser, which he uses to absorb electricity from and power his electrical abilities. Yeah, his equipment isn't really that special. He also has alternate forms. There's Assassin Mode, which lets him detach all emotion and focusing solely on killing his opponent, Killua. And he also enters a special state that channels his strength and concentration better. This is signified by his eyes going blank, losing all signs of emotion. And then there's Godspeed, which generates which by generating a surge of electricity into his own body, Killua can stimulate his nervous system and greatly boost his speed. In this state, Killua is fast enough to overwhelm the royal guards, who he couldn't even scratch in his normal form. This form is divided into two different techniques: Speed of Lightning, which greatly boosts Killua's running and movement speed, and Hurricane Swift Thunder, which greatly boosts his reaction due to the electricity running through him. Killua can shock foes on contact and generate electrical currents between his hands in this form. For his feats, it's not really that much. He pushed open a 64-ton gate, lifted boulders several times his size, easily tore out someone's heart, cleaved through several trees with one strike, tore off a chimera ant's head, casually swings 50 kilograms of his yo-yo faster than the eye can see, can send people into the air high enough that a fall can kill them. A single swipe of his hand can decapitate people, and can tear someone's head into pieces with his bare hands. And remember when I said that he easily tore someone's heart out? That someone just so happens to be the guy that can basically murder people with just using his bare fingers. What was his name again? I forgot.
Uh, I don't remember it either. It's been again. It's been ages. So if anybody is comments on this later in the YouTube comments, and yeah, let's just feel free to comment it down in the comments if you wish, because
Oh yeah, his name is Jonas. His name was Jonas. This man was so strong that he easily crushed a stone and tear through flesh from bones. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's more of this. This depends on his speed, durability, skill, and skill. For speed, he moves faster than the eye can track and kills someone before they even know they've been attacked. Knocked out more than 100 opponents in a few minutes, much faster than Gon. Ripped off someone's head off before they even stop, kill, or move. Dodge point blank gunfire. Without the use of Nen, he can dodge a punch coming to his left while his left eye was blinded. And can catch a Nen projectile before it even pierces his brain. For his durability, there was a no-sold kick to the stomach. A blow that could knock out Gon could only briefly stun him. Bullets only pierced them less than an inch of muscle. Slept through and being tortured with a web. Didn't react to being burned. Doesn't feel pain from dislodging his joints. It takes several thousand volts of electricity to hurt him. And tanked a point-blank explosion. For skill, he can defeat foes physically stronger than him. Can knock out a person by touching one spot on their neck. Tore out Jonas's heart before he even saw an attack. At age 9, got to the 199th floor of the Heavens Arena tournament, has the potential to be the greatest assassin in the world. Took hour and a half to defeat 1,480 experienced fighters in a room, was ambushed by 7 Chimera ants and effortlessly defeated 5 of them, and can somehow see in the dark. Yeah. But he has his weakness. If Killua uses his aura too much in succession, he will start to run low on it. If he uses all of it, Killua dies. He also needs to drain electricity from an outside source to use his electricity manipulation. Upbeat can quickly drain his electricity supply, and he can also be cocky and reckless at times. Why is there always anime characters that always act cocky and reckless? Like, really, that's a bad sign for them. Oh, you won't believe this. In the manga, Killua crushed Jonas's heart. Yeah, that didn't happen in the anime, did it?
I don't think it did.
No. He just placed it on his hand in a bag, but he crushed it in the manga. That was way brutal.
Mm.
All right, now let's see for his stance on the versus battle wiki. Let's see here. Somewhere around tier 9B to 9A, 8B, 8B up to 8A with Rio and Co. 8A higher with Kanmuru, up to low 7C with Ryu and Co. For his attack potency is wall level, that and it ranges to small town level for some reason. He also has subsonic speed, and it ranges from subsonic to massively hypersonic with Thunderbolt. I don't know why. Maybe it's reaction speed or something. His lefty class is class 25. His strength is wall level. Durability, wall level. He has superhuman stamina. He has a range. His range is extended melee range, higher with min techniques. And he also is and his intelligence. Well, he's gifted in general as in combat. And that's pretty much all there is to Were you listening to
Yeah,
what
I
I
was.
said?
Yeah, I was. I was just making sure audio levels weren't weird and whatnot.
Can somebody can can the viewers hear me from the from the stream?
I could, but it did sound muffled, but I could get what you were saying. So, anyways,
All right then. That's all for Killua. Now for Misaka.
all right. So, like I said, I'm going by the basic summary. Pretty much, I'm going to be using the versus wiki for this. So, basic summary: Misaka Mikoto is the main heroine of a certain magical index and the main protagonist of a certain scientific railgun. I'm not saying the Japanese name because I will probably have trouble pronouncing it.
I really hate how some anime has long names and they can't just shorten it. Isn't it that hard to shorten a name?
But I will say it anyways because I'm going to say it. Toraru Machotsu no Index and Taro Kagaku no Railgun. I'm sorry if that sounds butchered, but oh well. Anyways, she is the third ranked level 5
Hey,
Esper.
try to pronounce the French language. See how hard that is.
Uh, yeah, no thanks. Anyways, she is the third ranked level 5 Esper and the strongest Electromaster in Academy City, nicknamed the Railgun due to her signature move. Kamijo Toma also coined the nickname Biri Biri, a Japanese onomatopoeia, imitating, intim, imitating the sound of electricity for her, and a nickname that greatly irritates her. Mikoto developed a fixation on Toma because of his mysterious ability to negate her powers, driving her to chase him around for a rematch. Her fixation only grew up with time as Toma saved her life and the lives of her clones from the number 1 level 5 accelerator until she realized she had fallen in love with him. So that's pretty much the basic summary.
I hate Sundays because they're just so. I don't know how to put it.
Tier at least 8B, physically higher with magnetism, at least 8A, likely 7C with railgun, 7B with lightning strikes, same as before, at least 8B, likely 8A with regular weapons, at least 8A, likely 7C with large caliber railgun, at least 7B, possibly 7A with magnetism, railgun, and energy beams, 7A with lightnings and the black sphere, much higher as time passes. So yeah, Misaka
Is it
Mikoto, number 3,
is it
the what?
is it me or are the predictions that we're doing basically getting shorter and shorter every time when we do them?
Not really. It just depends.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, the last one took a bit because I was reading most of the lore of Dark Souls.
Okay, let's get back on topic.
Anyways, name Misaka Mikoto. Number 3, the railgun Ace of Toki Wadai. I'm sorry if I butchered it because I'm not familiar with this anime, but I'll let slide. The strongest Electromaster, Electric Princess in Biri Biri. Origin to Aru Matsutsu no Index Taru Kagaku no Railgun. If you do the translations, bitch, you know what I mean on that. Gender female, age 14, classification human, level 5 Esper student. Now on to powers and abilities. With base superhuman physical characteristics, electricity manipulation, genius intellect, basic street fighting capabilities, magnetism manipulation, enhanced senses, iron sand manipulation, weapon creation, limited flight, limited plasma manipulation, limited weather manipulation, can walk on walls with magnetism, hacking, knowledge of self-defense, limited light manipulation, limited air manipulation, paralysis inducement, fear her lightnings, limited statistics amplification, subjective reality, quantum manipulation, limited probability manipulation, limited law manipulation via Esper power, resistance to electricity, attempts to manipulate her bioelectricity, including certain forms of mind control and poison. This is just base level, because there's also with the AAA and the level shift transformations I have yet to get to. So basically, attack potency is city block level, multi-city block level plus, likely town level, but it then just gets stupid. It goes from
Uh,
city level to mountain level
really?
in terms of her power. Speed, athletic human with sub-relativistic reactions using iron sand and spread along the floor. I'm also going to just basically read pretty much anything that is in here, since it's pretty much the same shit on different subjects, but it's pretty much the same stats. So, athletic human with statistically supersonic speed with water rings, massively hypersonic attack speed with lightning, same as before, hypersonic flight speed, Mach 6 can take careful aim while flying at supersonic speeds, Mach 2.5. Hypersonic plus with massively hypersonic reactions can fight and overpowers Sogita Gunha. Massively hypersonic attack speed with lightning. That's the speed. Lifting strength,
Hmm.
athletic human, class M via magnetism. Likely athletic human, class M via magnetism, at least class M. Strike and strength, city block level, multi-city block level, unknown. Durability, city block level, higher with the iron sand shields. Same as before, higher when using it as a shield. Mikoto blocked an attack from a class 6 element, which only bent some of the weapon barrels. Unknown, at least city level, possibly mountain level with iron sands, withstood attacks from Sogita Gunna. Stamina, superhuman, can fight after severe injuries, continue to destroy the facilities of the level 6 shift project over several days with barely any rest and still had enough energy to fight item, including another level 5 Esper. Same as before, did not show any limit, likely superhuman. Should be about the same as Angel Form Accelerator. Range, tens of meters, 50 meters with her coin railgun, several meters or higher with other attacks, kilometers, several kilometers with iron sand puppet, same as before, at least hundreds of meters with various ranged weapons, kilometers. So, standard equipment. Dozens of arcade coins which are used as ammunition for her railgun technique. All prior her version of the anti-art attachment, same as base. Intelligence, extraordinary genius as one of the Academy City's only level 5 Ives and the ace of Tokiwadai. Mikoto is a straight A student and a genius, being able to process information faster than most supercomputers. Besides Japanese, Mikoto can speak English, French, Italian, and Russian, and she thinks she can manage a few other languages. She is very creative in the use of her powers, overwhelming installation areas simply by amping up the charge after realizing that it has a limit, manipulating iron sands in multiple ways, devising her infamous railgun technique on her own, and even coming up with new applications of her power on the spot, such as when she used her electricity to manipulate water vapor in order to fly. She also is tech savvy, being capable of hacking most security systems in Academy City, which is 20 to 30 years ahead of the world. With
You had
Mikoto,
me add using paper, soaking in water, and using it to fly. Did I hear you right?
water vapor,
Water vapor.
not water
And she used it
vapor, just water vapor.
and she used it to fly.
Yes.
I don't even. I, I don't know who. I don't know who was the director behind a certain magical index, but whoever thought it was a good idea,
To make
what
her
even
to make her busted.
what even are the logistics behind that? If I wanted to have a character to have some abilities, I would at least put in logistics on how they actually fare in combat. Realism combat is what I would prefer.
Mikoto, with Mikoto comparing her surprise at a low level comparative level of the security of the American liberal arts city local network to see a car running on coal. She could also hack the server of a large casino in one of the Academy City's cooperative institutions while at the same time devoting her spare time and brain power to talking to her companion and her helping her win several poker games in a row. However, as a teenager, she often short-tempered and can be easily agitated, which leads to reckless and short-sighted decision making. Now, weaknesses. Her water rings require a lot of water vapor and a large body of water to work. Liquid-proof railgun requires the support of Shoku Ho Misaki. Same as before, she appears to be a mindless beast and power regression is slowed down within the presence of her powerful opponents or negative abilities will self-destruct upon reaching her maximum power output as Mikoto can't become a stable level 6. Oh goody, feats.
To be fair, after the fight with Chosen Undead and Dragonborn, I was really hoping for Cole McGrath and Alex Mercer.
I'm probably guessing they're probably going to do it either mid-season or finale. Or they probably might make Chaos versus Kyogre finale. We don't know yet.
I
Anyways,
really wanted Galactus versus Unicron or Kyle Rayner versus Simone the Digger.
level 6 shifts during the Dust I'm not going to read that name. Used exterior to hack into the Misaka network, send the virus to Mikoto Misaka. The power that flowed her triggered a level 6 shift, causing Mikoto to lose almost all control of herself as her powers continuously grew as she evolved repeatedly, getting closer to a level 6. Not only were electric and magnetic iron sand ability significantly boosted, Mikoto showed multiple extra powers, such as an apparent ability to travel through lightning, the ability to create masses compressed energy to attack the enemy, even the ability to summon a strange black sphere that couldn't be fully negated by Imagine Breaker, and that Mikoto described as not an Esper power, something I called up for this world. However, Jensei Kiara noted that Mikoto's rapid evolution would end in failure, as she can't become a stable level 6. Instead, the instant she became level 6, she would self-destruct, taking Academy City with her. So there's just a lot. So pretty much there's different feats. She's got resistance to bioelectricity manipulation, jamming, battery destruction, EMP, ozone, plasma, microwaves, high-speed flight support, oxygen detonation, and water wings, arc fusion blades, light manipulation, and rampage dress. Yeah, uh, notable attacks and techniques. Let's get on with those. Electromaster. Let's see. Electromagnetism, railgun, liquid-proof railgun, radar interference, microwave defense, powerful electromagnetic pulse, light manipulation, microwave creation, electricity manipulation, lightning strike, electricity conduction, flash/thunder, magnetism manipulation, offensive use, defensive use, interference, mobility, iron sand manipulation, iron sand swords, iron sand hands, iron sand tornado. Oh my god, there's a fucking so many of these. Uh, iron sand tsunami, drills, floor, needles, an electric cage, iron sand railgun, iron sand giant puppet, iron sand double, plasma manipulation, cracking/hacking, battery detonation, unique sensory perception of electricity type espers, flight, defense against bioelectricity manipulation, ozone creation, oxygen detonation, oxygen creation, airflow manipulation, arc fusion blades, rampage dress, level 6 shift transformation, and oh boy, it's got an image of from the manga, which looks something like this. Initial form, first transformation, second transformation.
Oh,
Asian.
so she can actually reach a level 6 instead of a level 5.
Yeah, but it's unstable. So, let's see here. First transformation. Under this form,
Can you tell me?
Mikoto can use the ribbon-like things to attack, which Gunna describes as compressed mass of energy after hit by it. It is apparently solid enough as Gunna has also pinned down by ribbon-like objects much later. As with the first forms, all of Mikoto's powers become stronger. Okay, second transformation. What Gensei describes as the opening stage, this was her final form just before she turned back to normal. After Mitori seemingly defeated Kuroko, she once more ordered Mikoto to destroy the windowless building. The ground where Mikoto was floating turned black, and at the Mikoto's hand gesture, a large black sphere of energy is formed, described by Gunna as something from another world that cannot be understood, and later by Mikoto as not an Esper power, but something called in by her desire to crush and eliminate the parts of Academy City she dislikes. Imagine Breaker failed to negate this sphere, the attempt ripping off Toma's right arm. So,
She ripped off his right arm?
that that sphere ripped off Toma's right arm.
Wow, that must have been brutal.
So yeah, I don't think Killua's gonna win this. Judging by all the crazy shit that she has. It sounds like Killua is probably going to die.
Yeah.
It, no wonder why the people in my comment section kept telling me that she is busted. Like, literally, on the comment section of the reaction, they were telling me how busted she was. And after reading all of this, maybe it's for the best that they were right.
I don't see Killua winning this at all.
I really don't. And this is coming from someone who's not watched Magical Index or the spin-off show at all.
I've seen some episode clips, but I haven't really fully watched the anime. All I know is that the main character has terrible luck.
So, yeah, thank God the stream didn't crash on this one this time. So, probably for
Yep,
the best. But yeah,
I was really another video game character matchup.
that was what I call a prediction. I don't think Killua was going to win this as much as I'm familiar with Hunter x Hunter. I don't think Killua has a chance at beating her.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah,
So, I,
I think that's the prediction. So
I'll see you in 2 weeks for the prediction.
for the reaction. So,
Yep. Thanks for joining me on your stream, and I'll see you in 2 weeks for the prediction for the reaction.
all right. So yeah, I should also mention, since I didn't mention this at the beginning, I apologize how shitty my audio was during the reaction, which I don't know why. It was probably the new controller, so nothing I can do about that. So I'm now resorted back to using my PlayStation 4 controller. So I figured I'd let you all know why the audio sounded like utter shit on my end. For me, not for Bakugan, but anyways, yeah, that was the prediction. Killua dies. That's it. That's pretty much it. So, till then, your Captain Hedgewolf signing off. I'll see you in the next stream.